Put in that word. Another one.
Hello everybody, this is the Fantasy Typhoon and welcome to the Fantasy Typhoon Studios. I'm the Fantasy Typhoon, aka the Mentalist, aka your favorite analyst, and we're going to continue down our road of tips and tricks. Remember, I have over 220 of these, so bear with me and carry along and try to keep up and make sure you watch every video from beginning to end to get the most information downloaded into your brain as possible. Now remember, there's some modifications that you can imply on your own to these tips, tricks, observations, recommendations, whatever you want to call them. All they're here for is, of my 12 years of experience, all the wins and losses that I've come across, I've documented them, and now I'm passing along that 12 years experience to you at your feet, so you won't have to go out and make those mistakes. That's what these videos are for. They're only a tool to help sharpen you around the edges to make you that serious fantasy weapon that you are. This lesson here is lesson 49. Lesson 49, and I entitled this one New Eyes. Lesson 49, New Eyes. Let's get to it. Now, lesson 49, New Eyes. And what do you mean by new eyes, Typhoon? I'm so glad you asked. New eyes is when an old coaching staff is out of the building and a new coaching staff comes in with new eyes. Liken that to like an owner taking over an orphan team. One owner left, maybe used up all the draft capital, put all his chips in trying to win a championship. That didn't work out, so he bails on the team. Now here comes another new owner in with new eyes, and I'll get to that part second as far as on your fantasy team. But first, let's see how new eyes hurt or help you as far as in your dynasty teams, as far as your real organization. Let's take a look at DJ Moore. Right, DJ Moore was on the cusp of being a breakout. First round pick, he had the pedigree, he had the profile, he had everything going for him until new eyes walked in the building. Matt Rule, Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, new eyes walked into the building. Boom, here comes Robbie Anderson in via trade or free agency. Now, boom, you have a new wide receiver one. New eyes are destroying DJ Moore. Usually about 90% when new eyes come in, a player will be affected. And that effect is for the bad. New eyes, AJ Green, Zach Taylor came in. Now he didn't play last year, so he didn't really get a chance. So this is his first time playing with Zach Taylor, new coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. You got new eyes on the situation. You got a new quarterback in Joe Burrow. They're starting to kindly phase AJ Green out. Now, could it be AJ Green is born with injuries, hamstring injuries that he had in camp? He didn't get any training. Well, it wasn't in the training camp, but he didn't get any much practice up until the beginning of the season. So he was kind of depleted of those being able to run and move. So maybe this is his preseason now. Could it be old? Could it be the ankle that he can't get separation? In other words, he's just being phased out. It could be the injuries. It could be the lack of playing time. It could be out of shape, out of game shape, or it could simply be Zach Taylor bringing in T. Higgins, bringing in the rookie, bringing in I can't think of his name. The second wide receiver that's going off. I cannot think of his name. You know who I'm talking about, though. I have so much on my mind. I'm sorry. His name escapes me. But think about Mike McCarthy in Dallas. New eyes. Zeke. Zeke is not that Zeke we are accustomed to. He wants to get embattled with shootouts. He's trying to make Dak the most important person on the team. When us Dallas Cowboy fans, we went 13-3 with Dak Prescott, Tyler Boyd. That's it. Tyler Boyd for Cincinnati. Now, with Dak Prescott, we went 13-3. We had a wonderful time with him being a game manager, giving you about 225 to 275 yardage wise, 2 tubs. Zeke, 25 carries. Keep the defense off the field. Mike McCarthy sees this different. There are new eyes in the building. Now we still getting top play from Zeke, but it's not as much as what we wanted that are equating to wins. Look at McCaffrey as well. Matt Rule comes in. McCaffrey was coming down. Now he's still a good player. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but you can see his usage and his utilization starting to come down a little bit, all because of new eyes. Even with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley this year, before the ACL tear, he was not really returning what you really wanted from him because there's new eyes. The New England Patriot, Joe Judge, is in the building. New eyes. Make sure you watch out for new eyes. Now, Typhoon, what about the new eyes that are coming into this year? But first of all, let me back up to the old one. Now, you had Coach Ron Rivera. And I hope you beat that cancer, my friend. You got Coach Ron Rivera there at Washington football team, Redskins, whatever you want to call them. I'm used to calling them Redskins until they get a new name. I'm talking about a serious name. I'm calling them Washington Redskins. I'm sorry. But you got Terry McLaurin is about the only one with new eyes who really kept right on going. Now they're about to phase out Dwayne Haskins, bringing in another quarterback, Kyle Allen, who should start Sunday. New eyes, the quarterback again. So they're trying to fix themselves. They're trying to find themselves. So it's new eyes on the situation. So Terry McLaurin seems to be the only one who's really staying steady as far as new eyes situation with the regime change of 2020. Now the regime change of 2021, we're looking at Dan Quinn. He's the dead man walking. Oh, no, wait, back up. Skirt. Let's back up. Let's go back to Bill O'Brien. It's already fired. So there's going to be a regime change there. New GM. There's going to be a new coach. How could that affect Deshaun Watson? How could that affect David Johnson? How could that affect Will Fuller? Regime change. So watch yourself on those players going forward. Dan Quinn, regime change is coming. It's going to be a serious effect on Matt Ryan. You got Dirk Carter, who loves to add a ball out, who doesn't really like to run the ball that much. So that philosophy will change. So will that hurt Calvin Ridley going forward? You got to look out for the regime change. Matt Patricia. Oh, he's getting ready to kill DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is about to get stepped on a la Duke Johnson. He's being utilized as a scat back just a little too much for my taste. He's not getting any carries. Now you're getting new eyes come in. I didn't draft DeAndre Swift. I don't owe him nothing. Who is that? Now, the most important one is Doug Marrone there in Jacksonville. New eyes is coming in the situation. And you James Robinson's owners, I know you're loving it. You're loving it right now. You got him. Fire him up. But do not drag him into the new regime next year. Make sure he's off your roster before the new regime. He's a good player. He's a solid player. And he could be a starter. But new regime comes in. New eyes. It's going to clip him. Now let's move to new eyes as far as your new Dynasty owners come in. When they're coming in, make sure you speak to those new owners, guys, the new eyes that are coming into the building. You know, get to know them a little bit. Make sure you make a friend. First and foremost, make a friend out of that new owner that is entering into your Dynasty league. You never know what kind of trades and trade talks and getting to know that person. You never know what kind of deals that could lead to later on down the road. My experience, it's been very beneficial because what they're coming into a new situation. They're going to want to change something, just like your owner, Just like a new GM comes in, he wants to change something. What they usually do, get rid of all of the players that the other person drafted. They want to draft their own. So that's when you come in. Make sure when you get a new person in your dynasty league, make sure you do a deal. There's new eyes in the situation. Get a deal done with that new owner. I repeat, get a deal done with that new owner and make you a new friendship there. No matter how big or small the trade is, get a trade done. So all I'm saying is new eyes coming in the situation. Dan Quinn, Bill O'Brien's already out the building. Matt Patricia's on his way out the building. DeAndre Swift, I am worried about you. And Doug Marrone and Jacksonville, for now, are all the coaches on the hot seat. So there are new eyes coming. Make sure you are well aware of the new eyes situation, and make sure you stay clear of the new eye situation. And usually in your rookie draft, please try to draft folks in stable homes. I drafted Brandon Ayuk over other players for the simple fact he's with Shanahan. He's not going anywhere. So he's in a stable situation. He's good to learn the playbook. He's get to grow in the same system for at least 4 years. Then you can kind of move around, do what you want to after that, because you kind of know what the NFL is. That's why I kind of gravitated towards Marquise Brown. So it kind of gravitated more towards Miles Sanders. I gravitated more towards DK Metcalf. I gravitated more towards Henry Ruggs. There are in stable situations, head coaches, and the regime is in place. New eyes, lesson 49 from the Fantasy Typhoon. Make sure you email me, the fantasytyphoon@hotmail.com. Thank you.